Get rid of the glasses, Chandler. We got a video editing now. Actually, it's rendering now. Putting it up. It's about changes. So while it's going up, I thought, well, actually, while it's rendering, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit more. Obviously, I got my little self-medication going on. I wish I didn't, but when you find something that works, it works. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about right at the moment. My first video was talking about changes. So let's do an up-to-date thing. So any of you guys that have been watching this series, and if you started watching, you should go back and watch some of the other videos in the channel. I've decided that perhaps this is my therapy, that camera that I'm looking at, because who else can understand Chandler in this case other than Chandler? So I decided to start talking to the camera. You know what, hopefully I help other people, because we all need to stay, and that's kind of the important thing. Actually, we don't need to stay, we just don't have the option. And that's something that's probably a big deal. I talk about it a lot to a lot of different people. I'm going to use myself in third person, which is probably a little crazy, but I always say, Chandler gotta do this, Chandler gotta do this, or that. Or I say often, Chandler can't do this, Chandler can't do that. And I would say over the journey, I've probably had issues for a long time, but it's been a couple of years since I've been really, really deeply looking into it. Not looking into it, dealing with it. And everybody's like, you gotta get past this, you gotta get past that. Chandler gotta. Nobody else gotta. The world don't gotta. I got a line on my forehead. I think I got the wrong kind of lighting. Hold on a second. Alrighty. Love the YouTube stuff. I can't even see you. It's all blurry. It sucks to be old. Never thought I needed glasses. Oh yeah, now I can see. Alright, I'm a little bit fuzzy because the lighting is low, but we're good. Chandler gotta, Chandler can't. And maybe I'll talk about that a little bit today, because what the heck. Again, I'm trying to figure out myself, because obviously nobody else can. Or it seems like nobody else can. And like I said, I'm rendering a video now on changes. And the thing that probably is the hardest for me to deal with right now is, number one, I never really had friends. And even if you did, that's the bitch of it right there. There's only so much. There's a couple people, and often they've never actually said it out loud, but I'm sure they've said it under their breath or behind my back. There's only so much Chandler anybody can take. And I think that might be the topic for this second video tonight. I'm just kind of in a mood. And I don't know what time it is. Jeez, let's put the glasses on again, Chandler. Oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Man, 1 o'clock in the morning, I should be sound asleep. Dreaming like a baby. Only so much Chandler anybody can take. And that's our responsibility. I mean, nobody wants to be brought down. Nobody wants to be listening non-stop to our issues. Especially those of us, especially those people that like are, if you're married or you have somebody that you're living with, they're dealing with you on a day-to-day basis. And man, that's a lot to ask. It really is. There's only so much Chandler somebody can take. it used to hurt my feelings because, like, damn, I'm trying to fix myself. I'm really, really, really trying to. I'm really trying to break out of this hole. But man, when you hear the same stories over and over and over and over and over again, it's kind of hard for somebody. So I guess we got to go ahead and accept that. And, you know, and that kind of takes you right back to the same spot. Nobody going to understand. Even if they can try to understand, there's only so much they can deal with. Otherwise, you're dragging them down too. And that's kind of a situation I'm in right now. You know, I'm working these problems out. It's kind of odd that I'm actually this deep. It's just weird. I never expected to be this far into the darkness. And it's been getting worse lately. It's kind of weird for me. Sorry about the vape. But it's better than a cigarette, I guess. To some people, anyway. I smoke so much now, it's not even funny. But what was my point? Point was, you know, you can't drag them down. I don't want to drag anybody down. I mean, how many of us really want somebody else to be in the same spot or to understand or to be with us? Man, we wish we had somebody there to just hold us. But to actually be in that spot, and yeah, I'm kind of working that out a little bit, slowly, step by step. One of the things that I'm fighting with right now is, all right, there is somebody standing next to you, or trying to anyway. And if they're really trying, do they deserve it? Do they deserve to be in this hole that we're in? You know what I'm saying? Some of us have been with or are in situations where somebody's just there for themselves. They're like, let's go to the movies. Forget about whatever it is you're dealing with. And it's, you know, I don't know if I blame them either. I mean, everybody wants to be happy. Chandler gotta. You and I are Chandler today, anyway. Chandler gotta do this, Chandler gotta do that. What are we gonna do about it? You know? I really don't anymore. Sleeping for me, I'm just gonna kind of get, I guess this is more of a just an update on where Chandler is right now. Sleeping for me, it's weird. I've started taking, went to my doctor and I got some type of sleeping pill. I don't know the name of it. It's some generic, but it's some sleeping pill that starts with the letter A, Ambien or something, I don't know. And my prescription is 1 pill a night or 1 pill a day. And I take half. I take half when I go to bed. Typically, I'm in bed by now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I'm doing videos, so I got a lot of stuff going on in the brain tonight anyway. But I'll take, let's say around midnight, 1 o'clock, I'll take half a pill, and it's really funny. I wish I, hold on a second. Let me get the drug out so I can tell you what it is. I can tell by the sound. Because it actually has helped me quite a bit. That's why I'm bothering to look up the name. So the generic is Zolpidem. Zolpidem. Only 10 milligram tablet. But, yeah, I was having trouble with sleeping. I'm dreaming like crazy. Crazy dreams. For me, in my case, there are always challenges. Like, all right, so I start this dream, and then in order for me to get anywhere else, I got to solve this problem, solve this problem, solve this problem, solve this problem. in general, when I try to explain it to somebody, I say, the dream is kind of like this. You get up, you walk out the door, and you want to go to work. Unfortunately, there's a clown stealing your tires, so you got to chase the clown, and you got to go ahead and fly across the trapeze in order to get the clown to respect you enough to get the tires back. Unfortunately, oops, I didn't mean to swear, sorry. The lug nuts, somebody else stole. So then you gotta go solve that problem. Then you gotta solve this problem. You gotta solve this problem. And it just seems like a boom, 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 boom. And you just hours, it seems in your brain, hours of that. And I was waking up totally soaked, literally soaked in sweat. Probably 5, 6, 7 times a night with those type of dreams going on. It's just never ending challenge. Could never get through. And I developed, I've been dealing with with issues for a while. And I developed the ability to wake up in my dreams very often. Especially once you start once you have kids and you're having a dream about something bad happening to your child. It's like, no way, I'm not going to deal with this. And I was able in my brain to say, nope, enough of that dream. And wake myself up, say, I'm done with this. It still leaves you freaked out at that point in time, but at least you're not continuing down that story. And I used to be able to do that, and I would do that with these crazy add-on dreams, these cumulative, non-stop, just ridiculous challenge dreams. And that I would wake up many times, like I said, many times a night with totally soaked in sweat. It's like, oh my gosh. And a few minutes later, you're able to maybe settle yourself down, and before you know it, you're in not the same dream, same type of dream, same challenge on top of each other dream. It's crazy. So I was trying like a Xantax kind of, I would take one of those, and that would help me sleep. But I went to my doctor and said, I need something that's meant to make me sleep. So whatever it is I told you this is, I started taking that, and I take half a pill about midnight or whenever I go to bed. And the key for me anyway, and this may be different for everybody else, the key for me is I need to be in bed under the blankets, TV off, everything. I'm ready to go to bed. Hopefully not on a full stomach. All right. And just like, okay, I wish I were asleep right now. And I take half one of those pills. Let's say at midnight. And within seconds, and this could be psychosomatic. I mean, we all are fighting these things and trying to figure out what to do to get through the day, right? Or the night in this case. And literally within seconds, I can feel it drop. And if it works, boom, I'm out, which is good. Of course, I also have a little alcohol. It's the saddest thing, but it's the only thing that works. I don't get drunk, but I have a good, steady IV of alcohol coming in the system just to keep everything level. So that on top of those particular pills, if it works, it takes me out. I'm bam. Within a few seconds, I can feel myself dropping, and then I'm gone. The odd thing is that I'm still dreaming. I know I don't know. I don't know that I'm dreaming when I am. I'm not waking up with the sweats as much. A few times, only a couple times a night. Typically after about 4:30 or so, once that half a pill wears off. But so I'm not interrupting I don't think I'm sleeping. I know I am, but I'm still dreaming, and all of that brain activity is still happening. I feel like I'm working my butt off all night long. But I think the drug keeps me low enough where I don't actually wake up and have to think about what the heck did I just go through before I go through the next cycle. Which is good because it takes that stress away. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just dreamed like that. But at the end, you still wake up and you're not rested. It's weird. This is my story. It's just kind of a weird thing. And again, let's say I take it at midnight, it will last me till 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's good. At least I'm not waking up a dozen times. So it's something to think about. I'm not sure if it's helping me or not, but at least it takes that stress part away. You know, the anxiety of waking up, dealing with the dreams, and then trying to get yourself back to sleep. Oh, my video's done. Which sometimes you can't go back to sleep. Sometimes the dream is, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm awake again. I can't believe I woke up. And then that just triggers everything else that happens. And before you know it, you're up for 2 or 3 hours. And then it gets a little bit too early in the morning and you're screwed. So it's something to think about. It's been working for me in that regard. However, when I wake up, let's say 6, 7, 8 o'clock, I'm exhausted because my brain's still been exercising all night long. And I won't lie to you. I mean, and it's no different than not being on the drugs, the sleeping pill, because the same thing would happen. I'd wake up at whatever time my alarms go off, 7:30, 7 o'clock, and I'd be so exhausted from all the mental activity throughout the night that I can't move, and I'd sleep until 10 or 11, and that's just crazy. I mean, if I were not self-employed, I'd be unemployed. That's for sure. There's no doubt about it, because you can't function like that. It's really crazy when your brain gets into that degree of focus during the night that you. I think I'm sleeping. When my girlfriend's over on date night, and on the nights when she doesn't fall asleep before me, it's just not very often, but it's awesome to have somebody in your arms, man. It really is. And she watches me sleep. She's like, "You don't sleep, man. You're jerking, you're fighting, you're swearing, you're like, it's just crazy to watch you as you think you're sleeping." And it's just, I don't know. But I fight that. So, like when I wake up at 8 o'clock, which is late for me. I mean, I used to wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock and just tackle the day. I used to be so strong and, man, ready to take on the day. And in the last couple of years, it's just gone away. It's, but I wake up at, let's say 7:30. I will say with the sleeping pills, before I started taking the sleeping pills, I'd wake up and I'd be just exhausted, and it's like I'm just so exhausted. With the sleeping pills, I wake up and I'm still exhausted, but I just feel heavy. I feel like my body weighs so much. There's no way that I can get up, and I just want to get up and like, the hell with this issue, and let's move on. Let's get out and tackle the world, Chandler. My brain, I'm thinking that. My body's like, man, I feel like I weigh 2,000 pounds. Literally. This is kind of crazy. And if I don't get up, I mean, there's certain, when you have kids and things like that, you got to get up, you got to take them to school, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. You can still function. It's weird. But when you don't have that hanging over you and you have depression, like, especially if your brain starts working, and you're like, oh, I don't want to start thinking. I don't want to start thinking about that stuff. I don't want to. My body weighs 2,000 pounds, and you close your eyes and you go back to sleep and you wake up at 10 o'clock. I mean, last week I woke up at 1:30 in the afternoon. Never. Since college anyways. Never woken up that late. It's kind of a crazy thing. It's something to think about. I mean, if you're sleeping and you're waking up and you're just stressed instantly because you've been stressed all night long, and you wake up many times sweating and you know it, and occasionally you wake up and whatever dream it was that you were just going through keeps you up for hours and hours and hours. It might be something to think about. At this point, it's not helping me, but it's making me more comfortable. I'm not having that lucid stress period at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning for waking up. I'm not sure why I went down that path, but I'm kind of in a talkative mood today. I did one video on change, and I'm trying to self-heal, actually, is what I'm trying to do, because I've tried therapy. I am in therapy, and I'm trying it, and it's just not connecting yet. And maybe that's just the way it works until you find the right person. But I just wanted to share that particular drug is a temporary thing. It's not like a long-term antidepressant, which I'm also on, and I'm not sure whether or not that's doing anything. That's another thing, is how do you know they're working? Yeah, I'm on an antidepressant. I'm still sad. What the hell? Is it working? Is it not working? I'll have to say there was a period where I didn't have them for 5 days, and I did sink much lower than normal. So it appears that, that's one sign. But it's kind of funny once you let yourself go, and maybe that's the point. Maybe that's where I'll go with this video, because it's something that I've been fighting in my brain over the last, I don't know, month or so. Is like nobody drops a baby. Let's start with that, right? You drop a glass, you drop this. How many glasses have you broken in your life, right? You drop things. But you don't drop a baby. When you don't have the option to fail, then you don't typically fail. There's certain scenarios where that may happen, but in a situation where your brain says, you have the option to fail, then you start dropping glasses, but you never drop a baby. And I'm wondering if that might be part of what I'm doing, because I'm self-employed. And of course I don't eat if I don't work. But at the same time, I don't have a boss saying, why didn't you show up today? And I'm wondering, when we succumb, when we just accept that we're sick. So, I used to use the term, I'm sick. Or broken. I use the term broken a lot. Once we lose that, once we accept in our mind that we are sick or broken, I think that gives us a little freedom to be more sick or broken. And that's something I'm working on right now. And if I come up with any more information, I'll certainly do another video. I don't know if these help you or not, but for some reason, talking to the camera for me is working for me. So I'm going to keep talking to the camera. So if you had to run from a bear, you'd run from a bear. I don't care how depressed you are, right? But when you don't have that bear, then you can start succumbing to some of the things. So I don't know exactly. Maybe some of you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. But where I am now, the last couple of weeks, for sure, have been very dark. I've already accepted I don't have an option. One way or another, I got to deal with this, whether that means to go hide in the woods and be a grumpy old man the rest of my life, or win and figure out how to acclimate into society. The one option that doesn't exist is an option that nobody should take. So I've already accepted that. I'm not going to happen that way. Because there's no good in that. There's no winning in that. So you wake up every morning and you're like, oh my God, I wish I wasn't here. It doesn't mean I wish I wasn't physically here. I just, God, I gotta deal with it today. I try to tell my therapist this all the time. It's like, no, I've been strong all my life, Damn, nothing's ever beat Chandler. There's a lot of things I tried. I don't belong here. I don't want to be here. Not because of me. In my case, anyway, I accept, I kind of like me. It's just the world around me that doesn't seem can gel very well. But every morning I wake up and it's like, oh my gosh. And then I worry, you know, am I gonna fail? Am I gonna collapse? And then all the other things that I think about. It's kind of weird. I know I'm rambling in this video, but this is more of a let's get inside Chandler's head video than a hey, Chandler got a thought he wants to share, like I did with the change video that I hopefully put up today. It's just funny. It's funny for me anyway. Yeah, going down one more path. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the conversation. I'm enjoying pretending that you're there listening to me. It's funny as the people that are involved in my world, which make up the triggering event, right? We all have well, no, I don't know that for sure. In my case, there is an event that triggered this final collapse. It's like, oh my God, really? And typically it's, oh my God, really? All right, piss that, let's move on. In this case, for poor Chandler, it was, oh my God, really? And it's like, I don't think I can do it again. I don't think I can start over. And it's funny, the people that are in that small circle, especially if you have friends. I don't have really a lot of friends. And the ones that I have are sick and tired of hearing my story. But they all look at you and they say, oh, it's this. Check one box. You can't get over that. You gotta get over it. You gotta get on with your life. Move on, Chandler. And they don't realize that even though there may be a triggering event that sparked this final or this particular or this current episode of whatever, in my case, it appears to be in collapse. They're like, you gotta get over it, man. You gotta move on. You can't. And they don't understand that, yeah, okay, there is this trigger that caused this to happen. But this didn't happen from this one trigger. I mean, there's a lot of other things that go on that have been building up. And if that trigger hadn't happened, you might have actually moved past all of the other accumulated issues. And in my case, I kind of put all my eggs in one basket. And not all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to say it that way. I finally said, yeah, I think this can work. And I think this scenario is going to actually produce some type of outcome that I can be comfortable with. You know, I still got all the issues of the past that are still there. But in this particular scenario, yeah, I can make it work and I can work around it. And then that scenario disappeared. And that left me like, whoa, kind of like putting all my eggs in one basket. And the people that know that superficial level to the story, they're like, oh, well, he's flipping out because of this. And they don't understand. And then, well, actually, quite honestly, some of them do attack you on that. It's like, what's wrong with you? Some of them are like, man, what's wrong? I mean, I don't want to say what's wrong. Some are like, I can't believe that he's gone so far. You know, you're so obsessed or focused on this thing, and your life isn't over, Chandler. And in reality, they see that this trigger is what's causing you to act like the way you are, or have the issues that you're having, when in reality it's much bigger. And it's so hard for me anyway, and I'm just talking for me. This is just kind of Chandler talking right now. Is that, you know, I understand because unfortunately I'm aware. And I understand that you think that it's so simplistic that Chandler should be able to freaking, you're so simplistic that I'm upset about this event, and in reality the event is just a trigger, and gosh, it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us at all. It doesn't help us heal when nobody understands. Not that anybody ever should understand, but when somebody says, this little thing, that's what's bothering you, Chandler? What's wrong with you? It's crazy. Anyway, rambling video, but maybe some of us are sharing some time tonight together. I'm fighting still. It's getting darker. It's weird. I thought maybe it would get a little bit lighter with some of the events that have happened in my life, I thought maybe that I would be working over the top of the hump, but in reality I'm still on the decline. And that's sad. But I will have to say this, in my case, hopefully in everybody else's case. The one option isn't an option. So all you gotta do is fight. And when you're standing there in the dark, and everybody looking at you and nobody understanding, it's a lonely place to be. Even when people care, it's funny. Even when you have somebody that really cares about you, and you might even get lost, in a moment or whatever with that person, and it's like they take you away for a while. It's awesome. But like I said in the previous video, till you wash that underwear, you'll understand if you watch the video. Yeah, I mean, you can hide or not hide. You can I don't want to use the word distract, because that personally has an issue with me right now. With the person that's supporting me, they're not a distraction. You can escape whatever it is that's on your mind deeply, but until you deal with it, it's not going to disappear, and people just don't understand that. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys, I just figured I'd start documenting this thing, because I obviously have to self-heal, and I'm working through it, and some of you guys might parallel it, and I don't know, maybe you might enjoy listening to Chandler try to figure out his issues. But let's keep at it and show up tomorrow. That's what I say all the time. Now, I don't always physically show up tomorrow, as in like show up at work or show up or whatever, but I still here. I don't know why sometimes, but I'm still here. I guess I just don't have the choice. I guess the first thing to do is realize you don't have that. No. Beat this son of a bitch. Whether you win or lose in the end, beat it. Alright? I'm okay with the fact that I might end up being that grumpy old man living in the cabin in the woods that nobody wants to go up and talk to. If that's my destiny. If that is how I beat this, okay. It's not what I wanted. I had bigger plans than that. But many of us, many of you guys, I'm sure, you work it out. So we just keep going. Nobody understands. I don't understand you. You don't understand me. But you're not alone. Maybe that's it. That's the key. All of that talking for Chandler to say you're not alone. We ain't in this together. You're all by yourself. But you're not alone. Those of us that think. So good luck. And we'll, Chandler has a thought that he wants to share. I'm going to come back and share it with you until I wake up one day and say, hey, guess what, guys? I'll be a happy, almost more. I'll be a happy person. I got it all figured out. Let me tell you the way. Let me tell you the facts of life. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. We all got a story. We all got a story. It's great. But a story? Let's keep telling it. I'll catch you on the next one.